Hi there, welcome to today's 30-minute yoga class. On today's yoga class, we're going to focus on our endurance, meaning that today's class is going to be a little bit more fast-paced. We're going to get our heart rate going, and you might even hear me running a bit out of breath as we're walking through the class. We're going to go through a Sun A salutation and a Sun B salutation. You don't need any props, just get your mat out, get yourself comfortable, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off today's class by sitting down. Any way that you feel comfortable, go ahead and do that. And just start rolling our neck out in order to gently let ourselves come into the practice today. As I said, today's practice is going to be quite fast-paced. So just taking this moment before the class and after the class to slow down and to arrive should feel really nice. If you haven't switched directions with your neck rolls, go ahead and do that. These neck rolls can be one continuous flow, or you can go ahead and stop at a spot that feels particularly painful, or particularly tight, I should say. No part of this should feel painful. Great. Go ahead and finish off the circle that you're doing. Extend your legs out in front of you so that the backs of your legs are on the ground. Pick up your right leg and place that right foot on the outside of the left knee. We're going to come into a twist here. Right hand is planted behind you. With the left hand around the right knee, go ahead and open your chest to the right side. There's no need to go quite deep here. This is just our first twist. It's really just a way to warm our body up a bit before we get started. Go ahead and untwist, face the front again. This time, right leg comes planted on the ground and the left foot is on the outside of the right knee. Left hand behind our body. And go ahead and open now to the left side of the room. Shoulders here are working away from the ears. Gently bring your chest to face forward, unhook your arms, and unhook your legs. You can stay with your legs spread out in front of you or go ahead and cross them like I am doing. We're going to do our cat and cow next just to bring some movement into the spine. However, we're going to do the cat and cow sitting down instead of our hands and our knees. In this class, we're going to be on our hands quite a lot. So I'm purposely choosing not to put too much pressure on them already. So sitting down, go ahead and bring your arms out in a cactus. Hands above the elbows and elbows in line with your shoulders. With the inhale, we're going to bring the shoulder blades together and puff our chest up towards the front of the room. And with the exhale, we're going to round forward. Think about pushing the back towards the back of the room. Go ahead and keep flowing with your breath. Inhaling, opening forward. And exhale, rounding the front of the body. No need to rush here again. Just take it slow and allow your spine to move and warm up for the coming class. Let's do one more inhale and exhale. And when you're finished with those, you can drop your arms and go ahead and transition to a yogi squat, in whichever way feels comfortable with you. I like to use my hand as support to get there. In a yogi squat, our toes are facing outwards, hands are coming in between the knees. And here we're really thinking about the top of our head working its way up and the front of our shoulder opening up towards the front of the room. This might feel quite intense. It's quite early for me here today, so my hips are definitely feeling it. Gently go ahead and start rising up, bringing your feet underneath your hips and also your shoulders on top of your hips. We're going to start going through our Sun A salutation. So starting from where you're standing, let's go ahead and bring our arms up towards the sky and exhale, round over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, extend your spine in line with the floor. Exhale, lower the hands on the mat, step both feet back, come into a straight line in a plank pose. Go ahead and drop your knees and come into a cobra. Chest is lifting up off the ground. Tuck your toes, push up to your hands and knees, and then all the way back to downward facing dog. And just stay here for a bit. You can even cycle through your feet, so bringing one heel towards the ground and the other one up. Go ahead and bring your spine forward, dropping your hips and coming up into an upward facing dog. Maybe even shifting your toes so the tops of your toes are on the mat. And with the exhale, tucking your toes and shifting back again into downward facing dog. We're going to keep flowing through these two, upward dog and downward dog, with your own breath. I am already feeling a bit of my breath going out of rhythm, which means my aerobic system is working. Let's do one more of each. An upward dog and a downward dog. Great. Go ahead and look forward, bend into your knees, and bring your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, rise up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, arms up, stack the shoulders on top of the hips, and bring your arms beside your body. You can close your eyes here And just catch your breath for a second if you need to. I definitely do. We'll continue here with our Sun Salutations B. With the inhales, we're going to drop down into a chair pose, arms towards the sky. And exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, flat back, hands towards the shins. And exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank pose. You can go ahead and do a chaturanga here or drop your knees to come into upward facing dog. And floss through to downward facing dog. Look forward and step your right foot in between your hands. Pivot the right foot so that it's parallel with the short edge of the mat. Bend into that right knee, come all the way up, hands in line with the shoulders. Looking over your front hand, coming into our Warrior B, or I should say Warrior 2. Go ahead and face both feet towards the long edge of the mat. And we're going to come now into dropping on the right hand, bending into the right knee. Come back up. And now we floss to the other side. Bend the left knee, drop into a side lunge. As you'll see, what feels comfortable for me here is lifting those opposite toes up. Just keep flossing here between the two. Let's do one more on each side. Right side and left. When you're done with your left, go ahead, pivot the feet to the front of the mat, place the hands down and come back to your plank pose. Pick up the right foot, bend the right knee, touch it to the right elbow, step it back. Left knee, left elbow, step it back. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Keep the right hand on the mat, pivot the feet, left hand up towards the sky, side plank. As you drop your hips down towards the ground, place your left foot in the middle of the mat and just enjoy this nice little side stretch here on your right side. But not too long, we're building endurance. Go ahead and lift your hips back up. Place the hand and come back into your downward facing dog. And let's do it all on the other side. Left foot in between the hands. Plant the knife edge of the right foot and rise up to Warrior 2. Right knee is bent here. Straighten that left knee. The left toes are facing out and we're dropping into our side lunges here. Bending into one knee and then into the other. Great, let's do one more on each side. Left and right. When you're done with that one, pivot, place your hands, and come back into your plank pose. Right knee to the right elbow, step it back. Left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Let's do plank on the left side. Right hand up towards the sky. Drop the hips. Go ahead and place that right foot in the middle of the mat. And enjoy this nice little side stretch. Lift up your hips, place both hands on the mat, and come back to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose, arms towards the sky. And exhale, come to stand. Whew, if you can't tell, I'm running out of breath. Let's just allow us a quick second here. Let's go ahead and do that 1 or 2 more times. I haven't decided yet. Bend into your knees, arms up, chair pose. Bend all the way over, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, come into plank pose. You can either put your feet down or go into a chaturanga. Either way, you're coming up to an upward facing dog. And then to a downward facing dog. Look forward, step your right foot in between your hands, pivot the left foot, rise up, warrior two. Straighten that right knee, point the feet out, and let's go ahead and drop into our side lunges. One more on each side. Great. Plant the hands, come back into a plank pose. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. One more, you got this. Left knee, left elbow. Right hand stays down, left hand up towards the sky, side plank. Pivot that left foot in the middle of the mat. Drop your hips and enjoy this nice little side stretch. Go ahead and pick those hips up. Place the hand on the mat and come back to downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Look forward. Left foot in between the hands. Come up to warrior two. Face the long edge of your mat, toes pointed out. Start dropping into your side lunges. Let's do one more on each side. When you're done, back to our plank pose. One straight line. Let's do our knee to elbow, right knee, left knee, right knee, and left knee. Great, left hand stays on the mat. Pivot into a side plank. Right foot comes to be planted in the middle of the mat. Lower your hips and enjoy the side stretch. Pick up the hips, plant the right hand, and come back into downward facing dog. Look forward in between your hands. Bring your feet up towards the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, chair pose. Bend into the knees, hands towards the sky. And exhale, come to stand. I made a decision. We're going to do it one more time. We got this. Go ahead and raise your hands up, drop into chair pose. Exhale, bend forward over your legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank pose. Lower into upward facing dog, using your choice. And then roll over your feet into downward facing dog. Look forward, step the right foot in between the hands. Rise up, warrior two. Start facing the long edge of your mat for your side lunges. Let's do one more on each side. You know what's coming next. Hands on the mat, plank pose, and your favorite, right knee to the elbow, left knee to left elbow. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Pivot for your side plank, left arm up towards the sky. Left foot plants in the middle of the mat. Lower your hips, fallen warrior. Pick up your hips, plant both hands down, and come back into your downward facing dog. Look forward, left foot in between your hands. Pivot your right foot. Come to stand in warrior two. Knife edge of your feet is facing outwards. Let's go into our side lunges. Starting to lose my balance here. You might be too. One more on each side. We've got this. We're almost there. Plant your hands on the mat. Final plank for the class. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee. We're almost there. Right hand up towards the sky. Right foot plants. Drop your hips. Fallen warrior. Lift your hips back up. Come into downward facing dog. Look forward. Go ahead and walk your feet forward, but instead of coming to a forward fold, we'll come into a yogi squat. So feet are wider than our hips. Go ahead and let your hips drop low. We did it! I'm so proud of you, also proud of myself. Now we're just gonna do a sweet little cool down. Make sure here that you're opening your chest up. Really think about pulling the top of your head up. Let yourself sit all the way down. Extend your legs in front of you. We're going to do our seated twist again, the way we started off the class. Right foot on the outside of the left knee. Right hand plants behind you. Straighten your back and go ahead and twist to the right side. Great. Come to face forward. Let your right foot meet your left. Left foot comes on the outside of the right knee. Left hand plants behind you. Make sure you extend your back. We're not sitting down. Like this instead. And twist. to the right side of your mat. One thing that you might notice about endurance is that the more you do it, the better you get at it. Your heart starts to learn, your body starts to learn how to bring oxygen to the right cells in a much more efficient and faster way. Come out of your twist. We're going to go ahead and drop all the way down onto our back. Before we go into Shavasana, just going to come into a gentle bridge pose. Plant both of your feet on the mat, quite close to your bum. And go ahead and lift your hips up. No need here to go super far. As long as you feel a little bit of a resistance and a little bit of an opening in the front of your body. Make sure here that you're tucking your tailbone to protect your lower back. Gently lower your hips back onto the ground. Extend both of your legs out. And let them fall open. Bring your hands, your arms next to your body. Palms facing up towards the sky. And after doing all of that hard work, just notice how nice it feels to lie down. You may feel that your body is buzzing. See if you can allow every single muscle of your body to sink into the ground. So that you are not holding up anything. Gently start to wake your body back up. I like to do this by wiggling my fingers and my toes, circling around my wrists and my ankles. Maybe even stretching your arms above your head and taking a nice big stretch as if you're just waking up. roll on one side of your body. And use the top hand to push yourself back up to a seat. Wow. My endurance is worse than I thought. As I said when we were closing off the class, endurance is really something that takes time, something that we need to practice, as with many things in life, actually. So I really hope with this yoga class that both you and I, this will be our first step forward towards practicing our endurance, and not as a way to achieve anything or to show off, but just as a way to support ourselves to a more healthy body. I want to thank you for joining me in today's yoga class. Please leave a comment how you experienced it. Was this as difficult for you as it was for me? I'll be curious to know. Again, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.